Make a pipe conditional on non-empty return. Is there a way to pipe the output of one function to another, but only if there is an output?
This should work for you. An example. It's simple, but it should work for you. If your function sends an empty string or even a new line down the pipeline, zargs r will prevent passage through to another function. Reference for zargs, this URL.
Ifna1 from Marutils does exactly that. Marutils is available as a package at least in Debian and Ubuntu, probably in other distros as well. The following ifNoteEmpty function pipes its input to the command passed as an argument, except that it does nothing if the input is empty. Use it to pipe source, foo into sync, bar by writing source, foo pipe underscore if underscore not underscore empty sync, bar. Design notes. I would expect this implementation to work on all POSIX/Unix platforms, though strictly speaking it is not standards compliant. It relies on DD not reading more than the 1 byte it's told to read on its standard input. I think head C1 would be a suitable replacement for DDBS equals 1 count equals 12/dev/null on Linux. On the other hand, head N1 would not be suitable because head typically buffers its input and may read more than the 1 line it outputs, and since it's reading from a pipe, the extra bytes are just lost. Read R head and even read R N1 head are not suitable here because if the first character is a new line, head would be set to the empty string, making it impossible to distinguish between empty input and input starting with a blank line. We can't just write head equals $head C1 because if the first character is a new line, command substitution would strip the final new line, making it impossible to distinguish between empty input and input starting with a blank line. In bash, ksh or zsh, you can replace cat by /dev/stin for a microscopic performance gain. If you don't mind storing the whole intermediate data in memory, here is a very slightly simpler implementation of pipe underscore if underscore not underscore empty. Here is a slightly simpler implementation with the following caveats. The data produced by the source is considered empty if and only if it consists solely of new line characters. This may in fact be desirable. The data fed into the sink ends with exactly one new line character, no matter how many new lines the data produced by the source ends with. Could be a problem. Again, the whole data is stored in memory. The function below tries to read the first byte, and if successful echoes that byte and cats the rest. Should be efficient and 100% portable. Test cases.
At least something like this works. Your command if $WCCGT0, then Eurother command, phi. Please note that the above will consider line feeds and other special characters as output, so an empty line passed to that if statement will be considered as an output. Just raise the GT limit if your output should usually be higher than 1 byte, smiley face.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.